From cliff islands to continent islands, and from a village floating on water to a village floating in the sky, today I have 15 Minecraft seeds that I think you really need to see. Maybe one of them will be perfect for your new forever world. Let's find out. I found this pretty insane Minecraft mountain ring Caldera type seed. You spawn into the world here in a birch forest, and you can see a dark forest and pale garden nearby. Plus there's a cherry grove in the distance. You're also right next to some jagged peaks, which form that circular type mountain area. There's a pillager outpost up here in the peaks that you can see from spawn. It always looks pretty interesting how the terrain generates flat around the outpost, making a little natural platform for it. And now's a good time to remind you that I play on Java Edition. Seeds on Java Edition and Bedrock Edition have the same terrain, but structure generation and locations are different. So just remember that Java Edition is the only version you'll find the structures I show in this video. The whole middle valley area here just has a ton to check out. Most of it is pale garden biome, and that's where the Woodland mansion generates. Of course, there's always tons of rooms to explore in the mansion, including 2 separate obsidian and diamond block rooms in this one. In a tiny patch of meadow biome, we also get this village. The village leading up the mountainside with the house up here is just really cool. So yeah, altogether, just a really awesome Minecraft seed. This jungle cliff island seed looks pretty awesome. A bunch of it is stony peaks biome, so the top has a lot of flat stone area mixed in with the jungle biomes around it. Of course, cliff islands in general always look pretty cool, but I especially like it when we get some lush caves mixed in, even if it's just a little area like this one. It'd definitely be a pretty unique place to call home if you decide to live on the island, and if you do live out here, you can eventually make your way to take on the nearby ocean monument at some point. But yeah, cliff island seeds like this one never disappoint. I found this seed with a really tall witch hut near spawn. Last time I showed one of these, a lot of people kept talking about the Baba Yaga in the comments. I always think these look pretty hilarious. Those tall pillars just look funny. It's also kind of funny that the witch is just stuck up here forever. And on a completely different note, I really like this floating island up above the hut too. Not sure what you do with something like this, but it's always cool to see a tall witch hut. This lake village just looks awesome, and I spawned into the world looking right over it. Most of the surrounding area is that elevated meadow biome, but I also found a bit of flower forest too, which is one of my favorite biomes. Spawning into a world looking over a lake village is just incredible. These are easily one of my favorite things to find in Minecraft. This seed gets even better with the surrounding biomes too. I already mentioned the meadow and flower forest, but we also get a cherry grove, plains, and birch forest nearby too. Plus there's a pillager outpost in the meadow if you'd like to check that out. There's really just so much to like about this seed. For my channel members this week, I created a video with 5 more lake village seeds. If you'd like to see that or get access to other exclusive perks, go ahead and click the join button to learn all about that. As always, thanks so much to all of my channel members and to everyone for all the support on the channel. Last time I showed a pale garden island, this comment said they'd like to see more. And while the pale garden biome isn't really the biggest on this one, I really like this island a lot. I think it's pretty cool how we also get a section of grove biome, and there's a mini pale garden in the grove, and a mini grove in the pale garden. Plus there's a small birch forest that goes along with the dark forest of the rest of the island. I'll keep looking for more pale garden islands, but this one is pretty decent for now. I really like this continent island seed here. We spawn inside of a desert biome, and there's quite a few different biomes to check out across the island, including the jungle, savanna, small mangrove swamp, and more. But I personally like that we get a big section of mesa. I also like that we get all of the above ground structures across the island except for the mansion, with this desert temple being the closest to spawn. So that's just another great option in my growing list of big island Minecraft seeds. The spawn of this seed is absolutely beautiful. Shout out to Connors3462 for finding it. We've got a spawn right inside of this split caldera mountain ring type area. Part of it is some stony peaks with forest under them. They reach up really high. And then the other part is some Badlands mountains. There's even a ruined portal up here on Java Edition. And then the lake in the middle really caps off how incredible this whole area is. Just such a fantastic Minecraft seed. There's quite a few reasons why I like this village seed. The first, of course, being the location of the village. Oceanside villages are always fantastic, but this entire area could be perfect for a little spawn town. The plains and sunflower plains biomes are convenient for building. Plus we get a small cherry grove over to the southeast and another village towards the west. The village also has a blacksmith, so if you want a bit of loot to get started, you can check that out. And my favorite part is that if we go underground here, we can find some underground houses. It makes me wonder why they'd set up shop down here. Is it some sort of paranoid survivalist type situation? Let me know why you think they'd have their houses underground like this. When I look for river island seeds, this is almost exactly what I hope to find. Just a small plains elevated up a bit, with a river fully surrounding it, and then different biomes around the river. In this case, we get the forest and jungle around the river. Around here, there are no connecting rivers or anything, so it ends up looking more like a lake than a river, and the island has just one solo tree down near the water. It's really like such a perfect little place for a spawn build. So I'll ask, what would you build on the island? Tall woodland mansion seeds will always be a favorite of mine. Just seeing that skyscraper of a mansion is always a cool sight. Actually, in this one I spawned on top of it at Y level 260, which is above the natural generation limit. But my favorite part of this one is that natural opening in the front of the cobblestone foundation. It makes this whole thing feel pretty hollow, and it just looks really cool. So yeah man, these are just always fun to find. This seed has never-ending, infinitely repeating mineshafts. You spawn into the world here in a nice Oceanside plains biome, which is a nice place for a base. Nearby, you can find a village and a small flower forest. It even has a blacksmith. If you head northeast from the village, you'll be able to find a pillager outpost. It has a few iron golem cages, and underneath it, you'll be able to find a section of mineshafts down at deep slate level. As you can see on the map, there are other sections of mineshafts too, so they're not all at deep slate level. And when I say they're never ending, I mean they go all the way to the world border and beyond. These are always one of my favorite types of Minecraft seeds to find. If you didn't know, for every top seeds compilation video I make, I also make a blog to go with it. It has all the seeds and coordinates in one handy place for you. Go ahead and use the link in the description after watching the video to check it out. Have you ever wanted to live on a floating island in Minecraft? Well, these villagers clearly did. Shout out to Estra Dying for finding the seed and posting it to Reddit. I mean, the island here just looks fantastic, especially with the waterfalls. And up on top of the island, we can find that village center area with the tree, and there's paths leading down to a small house and another house tucked in here. Some of the paths lead down towards the bottom of the floating island and down below it in the river too. The island itself is mystical, almost dreamlike, and the village only makes it better, and the fact that it's all vanilla terrain is truly incredible. This dark forest cliff island seed looks pretty cool. You've got lots of trees and space up on top of the island for a nice build, and of course, the cliffs all around look fantastic, as is always the case with these types of seeds. There's a little opening here on top of the island that leads down to a pretty dark, lush cave, and here on one of the cliff sides there's an opening that leads down to a cave which is a bit brighter with the glowberries. All around, a pretty cool cliff island to spawn on. These guys decided to set up on a lake in advance of their next pillage. I spawned into the world in the nearby forest, and the lake is just a short walk away. The outpost has quite a few different cages, including both iron golems and allies. Of course, you can grab the loot at the top of the tower too. So I'm not really sure why they chose to set up out on the water, but it definitely looks pretty cool. What do you think the reason they'd want to be on the lake is? This continent island seed is pretty awesome. We spawn here in a savanna biome, but even just looking around spawn, we can see a bunch of different biomes. Personally, I like that we get the cherry grove close by. I also like this one because we get a woodland mansion on the island, which is usually the structure I don't find on the spawn island for these types of seeds. I really like this little mountain range with the outpost near the mansion too. And of course, with all the other biomes and structures, you've got lots more to explore all on one spawn continent. So yeah, just lots to really like about this one. And for more seeds that I liked, check out one of the videos on screen now, and check out this week's mystery seed that you can see on screen now too. Thanks for watching, I'm out of here, see ya.